So that's my tips and tricks for Chapter 7. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did...
Incoming transmission.
It's come to my attention most recently that a fraudulent company has content ID'd my video. Is scripting your videos bad? And look at that, they've blatantly just ignored my dispute for fair use. That's not good. Judging by the sudden music, everyone, it's time to go to war.
Feeling rather pissed off today.
That they've been stealing 45% of my YouTube earnings.
False monetization claims on content creators' videos.
Adrev for a third party.
They don't protect me from shit because my videos still get claimed.
Makes no sense.
I hate you.
You know, once you use the music, it's free to use wherever, whenever.
That is a direct violation of Adrev's own community guideline.
This is how much money they sent me. This is how much money my YouTube partner had sent me.
Guilty until proven innocent type thing. Anybody and their mother can make a claim against a video.
The simple fact that you have to email these people that are doing this forces you to go into contact, by the very definition, with criminals.
We have to prove that they don't. We're guilty until proven innocent.
Welcome to the briefing room, everyone. Don't mind Hammond, he's just running some diagnostics for me. At least that's what I think he's doing anyway. Anyway, let's just get right into it, shall we? So I'm sure you all remember a video I posted a little while ago called "Is Scripting Your Videos Bad?" If you didn't happen to catch it, I'll give you a recap. The video in question was a look into my opinion about certain creators that go out of their way to prove sussing influencers and YouTubers to be scripting their videos like the Minecraft Manhunt videos or the Lieutenant Link Me videos. And to much surprise to you all, I gave the creators of those videos a lot more praise than others that I do in my other videos on their creative genius, such as Dream's placement of music allowing it to flow with the situation of the gameplay, or Lieutenant Lick Me's narrative in his quote-unquote trolling videos. Then I went into detail about why a show I'm very fond of called Hell's Kitchen. Oh god, I'm not going to get flagged for just saying the name, am I? Back to the topic. In that segment of the video, I showed some footage of said show, approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds of the original content. And yeah, there's no denying it, I didn't create the Hell's Kitchen show, as far as I'm aware anyway, but I had muted the clip and placed in not just my commentary, but background music over it, so I believed it to be fair use, and it was only on screen for the duration of me talking about the said show. I used Hell's Kitchen for an example of something being clearly or not so clearly fake, depending on your viewpoint. Within the example, I was trying to show that media makes quote-unquote reality TV that ends up just being another fake show. However, people will keep watching regardless if it is staged because of how entertaining it is. So in a nutshell, I did a commentary that I deemed to be of criticism to channels that go out of their way to prove YouTubers to be scripting their videos, along with it being somewhat educational to potential YouTubers about scripting, for example, a let's play or a trolling video. Once I had uploaded the video, I thought it was the end. I thought that was it, job done, right? Wrong. YouTube, like most cases, acted in a flash, gave me a copyright claim without even considering fair use. Why was this exactly? Well, the claim showed me I had used 30 seconds of a clip from Hell's Kitchen Season 1 Episode 2, and the company who apparently owns the copyright is LDS Adrev Managed. I've never even heard of these guys, but regardless of that, I disputed the claim and expected, like all claims to my videos, to be ignored but not followed up by anything, and the claim expires after a month, and allowing me to achieve victory over the fraudster. However, not even 5 hours later, they rejected my dispute and didn't believe that I was protected under fair use, so therefore I had a couple of choices to take with this. I could either cancel my dispute, I could let YouTube delete the video for me and give my channel a copyright strike, or I could delete it myself and all the hard work I put into it gets sucked up into the endless void, much like when I failed Chapter 9 skip on Dead Space. I reluctantly had to destroy my own video, as if I took the strike on the chin I could get screwed over again in the future like so many other creators on this platform. And we all know, much like baseball, 3 strikes and you're out, or terminated in YouTube's case. So with the context out of the way, let's get a much more detailed approach with this and find out who Adrev are and if they hold the rights to the footage I used. While looking into Adrev, I couldn't find any database on their website to suggest why they would be claiming my video or to show who or what is protected by their services. However, if we look at Wikipedia, we can see Hell's Kitchen was broadcasted by Fox and produced by A. Smith & Co. Productions, Grenada, America. Now I would imagine them to be the copyright owners of the show. I also googled my query and it came up with a website, Justia Trademarks, detailing all the trademarks of Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, and it doesn't show Adrev anywhere on here. And what's that I hear you say? But trademark isn't copyright, and you would be correct. However, I unfortunately couldn't find any record of Adrev and Hell's Kitchen or Gordon Ramsay being in the same search results, no record of any transaction going on between the two. I even looked at Gordon Ramsay's YouTube channel and still found no reference to them. I instead looked towards the production companies A. Smith & Co. Productions, Grenada, America, and once again no mention or record of any collaboration between the two, so I moved on to the big man, Fox. And funny enough, I had found an article, What is Adrev? YouTube Content ID and Adrev Explained. Adrev is an LA-based company owned by AVL Digital Group, the parent company of CD Baby. Adrev offers digital content and rights monetization services on YouTube, Facebook, and other online video platforms. However, hold on to your hats because it's about to get spicy. Disclaimer, we are not affiliated, associated, authorized, endorsed by, or in any other way connected with Adrev, AVL Digital Group, or any of its subsidiaries. This article was written in order to help shed some light on the topic of YouTube Content ID and video monetization for individual creators and companies alike. So they have no connection, and before anyone says that ITV is partnered with Adrev, who the hell, no pun intended, cares about that? As ITV no longer owns the rights since Disney of all companies bought out 20th Century Fox, so now they own the rights to Hell's Kitchen. What's also quite funny is that I could put a face to whoever potentially handled my case in less than 5 hours, which in my opinion isn't enough time to consider my dispute, and had already closed the book on my video long before I even filed a dispute. That is, if Adrev is even behind all of this. But then again, Adrev does have a very shady history with stealing ad revenue from creators from the last few years, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did this to me like they've done to so many others. I mean, it could have been someone impersonating them, right? Especially with LDS being in front of Adrev, which stands for Latter-day Saint Movement. However, let's say that Adrev is legitimately filing false takedowns of videos from smaller creators, cause let's be fair, these guys right here wouldn't have the balls nor the foresight to take on Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or even Dream. It takes a special kind of person to take on the gods of YouTube. You know, like me, for instance, yeah? And before I get another claim talking about harassment and bullying on this video, please YouTube, their information is quite safe. Besides, this is criticism. I know you don't always understand what that means, but their first name and initial is public information on this website, along with their job titles. I mean, how do you think I even got this info? So Adrev has a Meet the Team page, which I have to say is the most useless page in my opinion. I mean, you see them, their job title, and when you click on them it pops up with what their interests are, or what they like to do in their spare time. I'm sorry, but is this a dating app or a website dedicated to protecting creators and artists' copyright from people, well, like me, who uses your content as a example in my video? Yeah, I'm a very bad person apparently. Instead of telling me about their personality or what their favorite activity is, could you have been a bit more professional and added a description to what their job entails? As I think that would help your creators more than Mr. Blake holds a Master of Science degree in music industry from USC and spends his free time performing on upright bass in a bluegrass band and as a freelance trombonist. Seriously, it's like they just don't give a shit. Kinda interesting that they are looking for staff, but I don't want to work for the people who striked my video, or do I? Perhaps I could destroy them within, I thought to myself. So I clicked the view positions. One position caught my eye and it was a publishing administrator, so lo and behold I inspected it and found out the tasks a PA would have to do in their daily life, and it is as follows. Review and act on all to-dos for several publishing CMS accounts, including potential claims, disputed claims, etc. Search the depths of YouTube to make manual claims where videos use our client's music and are not properly claimed already. Work on getting assets out of conflict by cross-checking ownership and contacting other parties about incorrect ownership. Complete monthly asset research projects as needed. Participate in weekly team meetings with account owners as well as representatives at YouTube. Find and add composition ownership to related sound recordings. Update metadata for composition assets. Various Excel projects and other data projects as needed. So these are the people responsible for the first strike on my channel. However, if we look back at the staff, there is no PA at all. Rather, there are only publishing managers on that page. So I'm going to guess that they are picking up the slack and issuing DMCAs because their understanding of fair use and copyright just simply is not the best. And that's putting it lightly. Believe me, I am quite annoyed at them for their first strike. But unfortunately for them, their first strike resulted in a small casualty: my video. The people who claim to be professionals wrote this on the job ad. 40 plus hours a week, very small amount of paid overtime as needed. If you are not somewhat intermediate with Excel, please do not apply. No stranger to pop culture, specifically in music, as well as some indie music. Due to the nature of our business, knowledge of pop culture is a must. Some knowledge of music /TV /film businesses and music publishing, a plus. Let us know of any experience working at record labels, music libraries, publishing companies, production music catalogs, aggregators, or companies involving YouTube growth, ingestion, copyright, claiming, etc. Required education, bachelor's degree. That's kind of interesting. I've never seen a requirement sheet that blunt before from a professional employer. That almost looks like somebody was annoyed while writing this. I also like what they say as a description to their job page. Want to help to build a future that empowers creators to create? We're always on the lookout for innovators with deep industry expertise, a passion for music, and commitment to integrity. Yeah, you really empowered me to create this video. It's a bit of a shame you didn't figure out about my other video. Also, I like how they claim to be all about music, but obviously what they really get into is a lot more of a universal scale with the type of content that they protect. Let's move on from these scumbags, shall we, and let's get to my second point. There are a series of videos from creators from all over the platform who are being claimed by Adrev for some of the stupidest stuff. Like say for instance a YouTuber called the Chore Man channel 6 years ago had reported his videos were being attacked by Adrev for using music that were protected by them. However, the music they were claiming was being produced by a website called Video Blocks that allows you to buy licenses to use the music in your videos. Another case being from another creator called Lil Dan 596 claiming Adrev's partner program had stolen over $500 from him while being partnered by them, along with claiming his videos as copyright claims. He actually showed everyone in his own video the revenue page of his channel that shows how much money he would have made if not for Adrev's shady practices in August of 2018. Lil Dan would have made $195.60 from that month in revenue, and how much did he receive from Adrev upon payment? $107.58. So they charged him $88.02 for a service that they provide for his channel, which is a 45% cut. Sounds legit, right? Well, concerning Lil Dan, they were supposed to protect his channel. According to him, they don't. 45% of your revenue seems a bit steep just to protect videos from Adrev's copyright claim bots, even though it could be of fair use. But as we have already seen, they don't understand what fair use is or what it means to have fair use to a copyrighted piece of art, video, music, or any other means of work. Let's put this into perspective, shall we? The network will say to you, hey, I'll partner you and give you all these benefits, including allowing you to use our music library for your videos, and you'll get paid for it. Sounds great, doesn't it? So come on down. We only ask for a small portion of your revenue though, for all these great deals, which is 45%, nearly 50% of your money, which to be honest is a rip-off, in my opinion. When I myself was partnered by Fullscreen, they only took a 35% cut from my revenue, even though I was only really making pennies back then. Along with Freedom only charging me 15% of my revenue, so, you know, before YouTube requiring you to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours before you're allowed to be partnered. I miss you, full screen. However, getting back to the topic, if a network gives you all these benefits, they should be able to back it up. But what if they don't? Should they still get to take a 45% cut of your monthly revenue? My answer, hell to the no. From the sounds of it, Adrev claims to protect your videos so they can increase the amount they drain from you, which is a very scummy thing to do. And believe me, they are only the tip of the iceberg, as I've also been made aware of Sony trying it on with a lot of success. So if you're a big YouTuber with a monthly revenue gain that's about, say, 500,000, what's 45% of that? $225,000. That's what they would steal from you, all for protecting your channel from their bots and their staff, and from what I have seen and heard, they aren't very good at their jobs. When it comes to protecting a channel, rather it would seem they talk the talk of the big guns at a showcase, but then when it comes down to it, they do absolutely nothing to help your videos. Rather, they like to bury them underneath copyright claims because that's just how primitive their and YouTube systems are. So we've covered the fact that they steal money from creators and file fraudulent copyright claims. And also one more thing, if you look at their homepage, we work with the best. Fox Music, but Fox said, and I quote, "We are not affiliated, associated, authorized, endorsed by, or in any other way connected with Adrev." So either that they lied in that article, or became partnered afterwards, or the more likely case, Adrev is lying about who they work alongside of, just to reel you into their scam. I don't see Disney on here, and last time I checked, Disney now owns 20th Century Fox, who owns Hell's Kitchen. The plot thickens. Whoever reviewed my disputes, which I clearly stated how I transformed the clip of Hell's Kitchen into an educational example, obviously has a head up their own ass. In the making of this video, I filed a request to get into contact with the person who handled my case, with ways of getting into contact with me, either by my own mobile number and email. However, 36 hours into the production of this video, they have yet to take my matter seriously. I offered them a chance to give some reasoning behind their quick and sudden strike to my channel for their own context to this video, but still with no reply, they haven't even taken the matter seriously and give no comment to the subject to this video. It would seem they could dish out the false claims, but can't take it when someone refuses to bow down to them, resulting in them going into radio silence, which I believe they do this to everyone. Maybe I'm blowing this all out of proportion, but I feel like they personally attacked my video with malicious intent, because I said that Hell's Kitchen is fake or staged, which is despicable in my opinion, and claiming videos they have no right to seems to be common practice for them. I mean, you've got to pay the rent somehow, right? My final point on the matter is fair use and what is transformative. This part of the video will be an educational piece for those ignorant companies and networks, as this isn't the first time I've been wrongly flagged for someone else's work on copyright infringement. KSI's management team from his network actually claimed 2 of my records from Dead Space 2, Any Percent, and New Game Plus, Any Percent, for stealing his content when in reality that was a speedrun and his was a let's play and he had no claim to it. Fair use these days seems to be subjective to these networks and companies, but you can actually use copyrighted content for certain things and call it fair use, like movie review channels do or let's play channels do. Here's what the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 says about it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. If you transform the original intent of the content you're using, then that is fair use. Like my video did, as the original intent of the Hell's Kitchen clip I took was for entertainment, and I had edited it for educational purposes by muting the audio and playing background music, along with having a commentary track talking about Hell's Kitchen and its formula for driving drama to crank up ratings, and the footage was only on screen for the duration of the commentary references the said show. Then it was returned to some gameplay of Toy Soldiers Cold War. So no, I didn't just rip the clip and place it in my video without editing or without transforming the content, much like how Let's Players transform the walkthrough of a game with their commentary and their reaction to the game itself, especially cutting bits of gameplay out that would be boring to watch for the viewer. This is transformative. How about covers like the one I played at the beginning of this video? That's transformative, because it's a different version to the original, either by playing different instruments for a different take of the instrumental track, or for a different mood to that song. Like for example, taking an upbeat song and transforming it into a slow, depressing song is transformative. Even singing the lyrics yourself with the instrumental track can be seen to be transformative. YouTube's video on fair use is a terrible example of fair use and what it means. For example, they say fair use is an exception to copyright law, which is actually false, as fair use is not copyright infringement. When you use copyrighted material in your videos and you edit the original work and transform it or add upon it, this isn't copyright infringement. Simply copying and pasting the full unedited episode of a show is copyright infringement, as it doesn't add anything upon it and doesn't transform the original purpose of the material itself, as I did with my example in my video. However, Adrev has simply chosen to ignore the fair use used in my video and claims it infringes upon their copyright. Once again, in reality, it doesn't, due to my editing of the clip and implementing it into my video, for a different purpose of it simply being entertaining. YouTube's claim system needs to be updated to the max, as in a lot of cases, including my own, I had no power in this appeal, as all the power goes straight to the claimant and not the defendant, which is insane. Imagine if that's how the court system worked. Guilty until proven innocent is insanity at its finest. What the system gives you is a pen and a paper, and we are told we need to prove how we do not infringe upon their copyright, and then the claimant gets to decide if we actually do or don't, if we get a strike or we don't get a strike, if they just withdraw from it or proceed with whatever they want to do. That's how it works, and that's how it's always worked with copyright infringement on YouTube for the last decade, and it needs to stop, as this system can be very easily be abused for this weakness. Adrev falsely claims whatever videos they deem to be theirs without taking into consideration of what fair use is used in the video, how their content or the content of others is being transformed. Their shady practices in the past come back to haunt them with their rotten ad revenue schemes, charging 45% for benefits to the creators and not following through with their so-called benefits. All of these things should show them to be exactly who they truly are, and that's a greedy, self-absorbed group of people who scam people out of their own hard work and creativity on YouTube and other platforms. And YouTube, I hold you 65% responsible for this, as you can make a better system on how to protect your creators from these blatant scam artists and revenue thieves, but you just bury your heads in the sand, and for that I just don't respect you at all now. Thanks for absolutely nothing. Thank you for watching. I hope this was insightful to you. If it was, give it a like rating, comment your thoughts down below. Did I miss anything about these scumbags? Did you feel I could do better with another aspect of the video? And subscribe to be part of the British Alliance today, and have a good one.